Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Yong.
Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, episode number 41. My name is Glenn, and my co-host right here is Yong.
Hello. Today I'm coming to you live and direct from Stanford University.
Nice.
Normally,
are they one of our sponsors?
I wish. Normally this late in the afternoon I'm usually home, but Glenn, as you can tell, I have a different background here.
Lighting looks good. We can see your mug.
Yes, sir. I'm in one of the conference rooms here. But before we continue, this episode is brought to you by Word Candy. It is now officially out of beta and brought to you by the fine folks over at Design Candy, aka Travis Wren. It is the number one keyword software to help you strategize your e-commerce business. It has trademark protection, so it's going to help protect your account. It's going to help you come up with strategic keywords with Amazon Auto-Suggest and Google search engine traffic. And you can also create a free VA account. So if you have a virtual assistant, you can create a free account for them as well. Check them out, wordcandy.io. Good people. Travis, he's always coming up with some good things. So tell them that we sent you. And yeah.
Very nice.
What's going on with you, man? Lot to talk about, lot to discuss.
Yeah. You finally got a new phone, which I like to hear. You upgraded from the Jitterbug, so
So here's the thing, man. For like the past 4 or 5 months, I have an iPhone 6. My iPhone 6, it was acting up. It was doing something silly, So basically, it was on its last legs, and then Sunday it finally died. Like when I say died, it just doesn't work anymore. And if you're like me, you don't have a landline. My cell phone is my primary phone. So I went 3 or 4 days without having a cell phone. I just got my replacement today. It's just nerve-wracking, right? Because when you go 4 days without a phone,
I know. What are you supposed to do on the can?
yeah. It's like, how am I supposed to do research? No, it's just nerve-wracking because like in case there's an emergency, right? Like how are my parents supposed to contact me, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. So it's just
make sure you went to school on time.
Yeah, make sure that I'm changing my underwear. So glad to have my phone back. If I haven't been in the Facebook group as much, is because again I didn't have a cell phone for about 4 days. So and you just got back from Austin, Mr. Hustler Hag's brother finally got hitched, finally got married. How was that?
It was cool. Wedding went by quick. It went smooth, which was good for him and the wife. Now he's on his honeymoon, Costa Rica, apparently for 2 weeks.
Costa Rica for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that boy's gone, and I don't know when he's gonna come back. He's had a long.
He might not come back after going to Costa Rica.
I know.
Shoot, the only thing I can afford is maybe going to Costa Mesa. This dude went to Costa Rica. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay, so the wedding was cool. Again, I need to go out and just maybe pay him a visit sometime here in the near future, man. I did want to visit him and congratulate him. So okay, cool.
You had a lot of news you wanted to get to for this episode, besides not just numbers, but a whole bunch of other stuff. So where do we start?
You know what? Let's start with numbers first. Our official June payout was posted. I know a lot of people are waiting for this because they want to know. Oh, they want to know. Did Yong break the 4,500K mark in royalties? What do you think, Glenn?
We haven't even talked about this. I'm thinking you did just barely over, like maybe like $4,535 or something.
Okay. Um, the official number is okay.
Drum roll.
I'm not going to ask you for a drum roll. I think last time I asked you for a drum roll, I think you farted.
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing that no more. The official number, 4,642.15.
Dang.
Broke the record. Not even the record. It's just my mark, my goal. Met my goal. Super happy. If you would have asked me back in January, I'll be honest with you. I probably would have told you that I wouldn't have met the goal, but here I am, officially reporting to you guys that I did make that $4,500 and more. So super good news. Very happy. Unfortunately, as we've been saying for the last couple of weeks now, the sales are still slower than what it was back in June. Although I've noticed, and I don't know about you, Glenn, I've noticed a slight increase in my sales the last 4 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
It's been up and down.
Okay. How was your Prime Day?
Prime Day. When was that again? I thought we talked about that one before, didn't we? Last episode?
I don't think we talked numbers though. Maybe.
Oh.
How'd you do on Prime Day?
I think that one was. I think the day before Prime Day, I had like 35 sales or something, and then on Prime Day, it was like 25, or it was like an average day, 30 or something.
Prime Day was good for me. I did 28 shirts. I haven't had 28 shirts in almost a month. Okay, so for me to have 28 shirts on Prime Day, that was really good. Again, the last 4 days, my numbers have increased. I'm doing like 18 shirts in a day. I did 26, I think, on Tuesday. I think I did 19 yesterday. Last time I checked today, I was at like 8. The day is not over yet. So the numbers have been slowly increasing for me. So that's good news. Again, nowhere near the June numbers. So it's, it could be better, but I'm not complaining.
And that's so what about the last 7 days?
Well, like I said, when I logged in earlier, I haven't logged in in the last 5-10 minutes, but when I logged in earlier today, I was at 8 shirts. I think around 120 sold in the last 7 days or so.
Okay.
So pretty decent.
On my end, earnings for June, $3,884.96. The lowest it's been in the last time I had made anywhere near the $3,000 range was 14 months ago.
Oh my gosh.
All of the other payouts had been over 4,000 and like 4,500, I guess you can say.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's my lowest payout in 14 months. I'm gonna go back and see. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on and why the numbers are kind of going lower and lower, and that's just because I have a lot of older shirts that have really been on the system for a really good while. That I don't know. I mean, it's also my fault too. I mean, I have 2 major kind of like brands that I really rolled with in the beginning, and a lot of them, like hundreds of shirts, are on those 2 brands. And I have noticed too, just doing a little bit more research, that a lot of those have been kind of like not necessarily copied, but they've been overdone. And of course, once you find one, you can find the rest of mine, which Yong has done.
By accident.
Now, yeah, of course, pure accident. But now, the last shirts that I've added, like in the last month or so, I've done each of them individually, brand names, I guess.
Okay.
And those are the ones that are doing good. So
But do you think they're doing good because of your new strategy, or because they're just new and fresh designs, or
maybe it's
maybe
a
a
little bit of
combination?
both.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it's a
okay,
little bit of both. And I think the older ones, if you just see, yeah, like I said, if you see one, you see all the other ones in there in that same brand. I think they've just been kind of like overdone, not necessarily outdated, but they've already been in the market for maybe over a year. Um, some of them like 8 to 10 months. So I do think that the fresh ones do help, and I'm kind of surprised. Those are the ones that have been selling the most lately. Um, but the sales have been up and down. Like yesterday, I sold 8 shirts.
oh gosh,
I know. And
yeah,
then today,
that's super low for you, man.
yeah, and then today it's like what, 6:15. I've sold like 20 something already, like
Jeez.
23. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think it's gonna continue to be weird.
Hmm.
Maybe until like the middle of August, and then now with school starting back up, things getting kind of back to normal. People not really going on vacation either now. Like, well, some people are on vacation right now, but once they start coming back, school starts up, all of that.
Sure.
I think we're going to see the numbers go back up, and I just need to
Hopefully.
come up with more t-shirts and get some fresh designs on there and just keep it going. So I don't know, see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully the numbers will go up. I don't know, man. But so those are our numbers. But we do have other things that we want to talk about. My gosh, Glenn, we talked about our expenses last week.
Hmm.
I posted, like as I promised, I posted up all my expenses in the group, and it started a conversation in the group where people were questioning me about my taxes,
Yeah, question your
que-
authority.
claiming that I'm out just looking for write-offs. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, I just want to clarify something. Okay, and I'm not disrespecting anybody. Okay, it's just look. Okay, on that list of expenses, and I've already said this in the past. Okay, um, there's like a handful of stuff in that on that list that are relatively new. Uh, Number one, and that's Creative Cloud being one of them, right? Because I had talked about how I had to upgrade recently to Creative Cloud. Um, Here's the thing, guys. Okay, you need, and we always say this. You need to talk to your own CPA. Okay, you guys asked us a question, and we dedicated a show to your question. Okay, um, the list of stuff that I'm writing off, or my expenses. Okay, I have a good relationship with my CPA. Okay, I pay him a premium price for his services. So whatever you guys, whatever your opinions are, that's on you. But you know what? I'm gonna listen to my CPA because again, I pay a premium price for his services. You know, if I ever have questions, I ask him. You know, hey, Abe, I want to attend this conference. It's on Photoshop and Illustrator. Is this something that I can attend and write off? He'll either respond yes or no. And you know, and then at the end of the year during tax season, I go to his office. I take my laptop with me. I present him all my files of expenses, and he does my taxes, and then I walk out. Okay, that's the way I do it. Okay, so again, guys, you guys are if you want to have this conversation with me on how to do taxes, look, I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not a tax guy. Um, it's just okay. If you want to have that conversation with me, I'm not the person to do that. Again, I don't understand taxes. I hate crunching numbers. Um, I just do what my CPA tells me. So if you guys have some other opinions, I respect it, but you should at the same time talk to your own CPA. Um, any input on that, Glenn?
Totally agree. I have nothing else to add to that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you talk to 10 different CPAs, you'll probably get 10 different answers, okay? Glenn has his own CPA. I'm sure he does things a little differently than me. But again, uh, I'm not the person to be having that in-depth conversation about taxes because I don't know. I can only tell you what I'm doing and what my expenses are. Uh, something else that I wanted to discuss. Uh, Someone messaged me about selling their account, and actually, this is someone that I know. We message back um, on a regular basis. They're a friend of mine. So again, no disrespect. So I guess this person had heard um, the conversation that you and I had, Glenn, about that individual about a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks now. I can't remember who sold their account
Mm-hmm.
through Empire Flippers for 100K. Um, so this individual, again, no disrespect, they are a friend of mine. He messaged me and saying, "Hey, I have two accounts. I want to sell one." Uh, and here's the thing, guys. When you guys message me, and if I respond, and typically I always respond unless I forget or I get sidetracked. Sometimes my messages, my response in the messages might not sound friendly. Okay, it might be misinterpreted, compared to what I would say verbally, right?
What an
So
ass.
so I think this individual really, I think they might be upset with me, and I just want to clarify something. um First of all, we are not experts when it comes to selling uh merch by Amazon accounts. Okay, all we did was we reported that news and we just discussed it. Okay, I've never sold a merch by Amazon account, Glenn. I don't think you ever sold a merch by Amazon account.
Nope.
So I don't know. I don't know. But the individual, I think that there was some confusion. Um, was asking me. They were saying that they have two accounts, uh, and that they want to sell one. And my response to them was, uh, you should not sell it. Um, you should close one account immediately. And the reason being is because, from my understanding, Amazon uh, uh, keeps track of you through your IP address. And my understanding is when you create a Merch by Amazon account, even if it's different email addresses, uh, my guess is you're probably using your social security number. Wouldn't that be your guess as well, Glenn?
I have no clue when it
Uh,
comes to like.
that's my guess. So the point that I'm trying to make is, even though you're using different email addresses, if Amazon recognizes that there's two accounts with the same social security number, and and both accounts are under one IP address, the red flag might go up, and now you're jeopardizing your primary account along with your second account. So my response to them was, you should close that account and not even think about selling it. And they responded saying, "Oh, well, something." Like I said, I got confused. Something about, they were saying that, well, their email address is somehow affiliated with with their Seller Central account. I don't know what they meant. The best thing for you to do is maybe call me or contact me and just clarify what you meant. Again, no disrespect. I just don't know what you meant by your question. That's all. But again, um, if you are trying to sell your account and you have two accounts, my suggestion to you would be, don't try and sell it. Um, Close one account. What do you
Okay.
think, Len?
I just, yeah, I don't even know what to even add on that, just because I never had experience from it. So I mean, it's really hard to give advice
Exactly.
when I don't really know anything about it. So
Yeah, exactly. That was my point. Like, I mean, we report on certain topics that we hear through the grapevine, and we discuss it here on the podcast. But again, you know what? You know who I'm talking about. Again, we do message each other back and forth on a regular basis. So just contact me. I think they were a little upset with my response. I don't know why. Um, I think it was just some confusion. Um, Let me see. What else? There was something that I wanted to tell you guys. Glenn, do you
Denver,
remember?
something with Denver. No.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a
Oh.
second. Do you remember, Glenn, about maybe 2 or 3 months ago, we were discussing merch money, and you had asked, if I made a certain amount, what would I do with it? And I said, um, I would maybe pay off my car.
Oh yeah.
I am happy to announce that I have paid off my car. And I no longer have a car payment.
Man, you're just accomplishing a lot of goals, aren't you? New
Hey,
phone. Paying off the
Not a new phone. This is a replacement phone, not new. Yeah, I paid off my car. No longer have a car payment. So
merch
yeah,
goal.
so I'm really happy about that, and all that is due to doing merch by Amazon. Again, not here to brag, just reporting what I've done with the money that I've made through hard work. So
You're gonna
yeah,
have to tell Jeff Bezos this whole story, give him a whole testimonial why you love merch.
you know what? Bezos. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
The guy's buff now too. Did you see all those memes?
No.
Yeah, that guy's huge.
Well, he bought Whole Foods, right? He's probably eating better.
A bunch of
Well,
creatine and protein.
yeah. So that's good news. Yeah. Let's briefly discuss the Denver meetup. So we have a small amount of people that's interested that live in the Denver area. Um, and we just again I know Glenn and I had talked about this before. If you are in the area, let us know that you're interested, so that way we can get a decent head count and we can start planning for the meetup. But yeah, just want to throw it out there and let people know that that is coming up here in the next 2-3 months. You want to get into the show?
I thought that was another thing too. No, that's it.
That's pretty much it, man. I mean, unless you have anything else.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm also gonna be in Phoenix in 2 weeks. So hustlerhacks.com/meetup. Phoenix, El Paso. That one will be on August 19th.
You're having a
And
meetup in El Paso?
yeah. And
Wow.
Dallas will be August 28th.
Okay.
So interested in any of those, I will be there. And you can sign up hustlerhacks.com/meetup. And I'm trying to get everything organized for Phoenix first, because I've had, well, I wanted to do like, maybe I even kind of like pay for some type of like drinks or meal or something. But like, I've had like 40 something people sign up, and it might be closer to like 50 something. I don't really think I can even do. I don't even know where to go. So I'm
Dude,
trying to figure that
be a
out.
man and pay for those people's meal.
Well, I'm actually
Okay.
gonna have like cool giveaways. Like I want to do, just, well, it's actually not really merch related, but giveaways for, like Nike and Ross and stuff like that, where they could resell, and other like hustler hacks type of giveaways. So it's gonna be pretty cool. But I'm working on it.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, if I flew into Phoenix for the meetup, would you pay for my meal?
Yeah, I pay. I'll buy you a beer too.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the house.
Okay, I'll think about it. I don't know, man. Phoenix in the middle of the summer though.
Oh, I know.
I've done it once, and I swore I would never go back to Arizona again in the middle of the summer.
Oh man, and like Austin was crazy humid and super hot. It was out of control out there.
Oh gosh, yeah. I can imagine.
But yeah, I guess before we get into the interview, the interview actually and show brought to you by Merch Informer, #1 research program for merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, even merchant brand names at your fingertips. Head over to merchinformer.com for your free 3-day trial. And after that, it's only $19.99 per month. And our special guest, which Yong is going to talk about, actually a really cool guest. I know. Let him know. Let him know.
Yeah, super cool guest. The CEO, the founder of TeeLaunch.com. That's right. We got the man in charge. We said, hey, you need to come and spend some time with Glenn and Yong, and he agreed. And it was a great conversation. And this guy, man, he's smart. But then we also found out, and I don't want to give away too much, but we also found out that he has a second career, which you'll hear about. And Glenn and I were just blown away, right? We were like, "What the heck?" But yeah, uh, uh, Christopher Hamze, CEO of TeeLaunch.com. We have a special guest today, and I feel like I say that about our guests, but today's guest is special. Uh, I'm not talking Glenn. He's over here laughing. I'm not talking Glenn, but we do have a special guest. We have Christopher Hamze, the founder, the CEO, the big boss of TeeLaunch. Christopher, welcome to the show.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, thank you so much. You are in South Dakota, yes?
You bet.
And Christopher is so dedicated to being on the show. He's 2 hours ahead. He stayed in the office just to be on the show. What do you think about that, Glenn?
That's dedication. That's what I like from our guests.
Yeah, I like it. So, Christopher, just go ahead and introduce yourself again to the people and let us know who you are and what you do over at TeeLaunch. And tell us about TeeLaunch, please.
Sure. So again, Christopher Hamze. Started a company called TeeLaunch about 4 years ago. And our main product is we have a Shopify app. So we do print on demand. We have 50 different products, shirts, mugs, posters, pillows, blankets, you name it, we got it. Most of our customers are on Shopify. They're set up their own stores, selling their own custom products. A lot of our customers recently have been using the Shopify Amazon integration. So they're selling all of our stuff on Amazon, and then it goes back to Shopify and hooks into our app.
Excellent. Now, people don't realize, Christopher, you and I have been friends for a long time. We go back for about a week now. So very long time.
It might be 8 days.
Yeah. So, but so that's awesome. So that's something that I'm trying to get into, Christopher, and I'm glad we have you on the show because I actually have a Shopify account. And I was in the process of having my own store launched, and it just never took off. It's just kind of sitting in the back burner. But now talking to you, hopefully I'll get motivated to work on that side again. So just I know most of us should know what drop shipping is, but maybe let some of the listeners, because I know there are people out there who's never even heard of drop shipping. So could you let us know what drop shipping is?
Sure. So in our context, when you sell something to your customer, you'll never have to touch it. So the minute somebody buys it, it goes to our app and says, take this image, put it on this product, ship it to this person. We do all that, ship it to the customer. That way, you don't have to carry inventory or do anything then to it. You just place the order and then we drop ship it to your customer.
So no inventory. So basically, once I launch my Shopify store, I don't ever have to touch the inventory. That is awesome. I like that idea. Man, I'm excited. Glenn, do you have any questions?
I guess if you want to talk a little bit about the TeeLaunch, Shopify, Amazon integration, and explain, I guess as much detail as possible of how it works exactly.
Sure. It's not the easiest thing. I mean, I wish I've told Shopify many times they could have done a little better job. But so right now they only have the only category you can publish in. So let me step back a minute. So there's two ways to do it. So you can either you have a product that's already on Amazon, and you can link it to Shopify. So say, okay, I have this shirt that's sitting on Amazon. I make a product in Shopify, the same exact identical product, and you can push this button that says, anytime an order from Amazon comes for this product, place an order for this identical product inside of Shopify. And so that's the majority of people are doing it that way. Okay. Because Shopify's integration, although you could do it where you create the product in Shopify and push it to Amazon, the only way that works with apparel is Shopify has only opened up one product category. And for us, we don't do a lot of shirts on Amazon because obviously merch by Amazon rules there because of the pricing and the prime shipping. So the majority of our customers are selling, mugs, pillows, blankets, that kind of stuff. So they do the first way I mentioned.
Okay.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so I did some homework, Christopher. you guys use the Cornet DTG printers, direct to garment. I know a little bit about them. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Christopher, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. Doesn't Amazon use Cornet?
They do. Yep.
Okay.
Amazon would be the largest owner of Cornets in the world. I think they're up to almost 100. So
Okay. So, but you guys use Cornet printers at TeeLaunch. What is it about Cornets that is? I mean, I know that they're like the industry standards almost. What makes them so such good printers compared to others?
I mean, the market's gotten pretty, I would say, pretty equalized in terms of quality. I mean, right now, between Brother and Epson and Cornet, they're all very similar, but the Cornet were meant for large scale production. So while the Brothers and the Epsons and the other kind of DTGs of the world were made kind of for the smaller guy that was trying to do just a few shirts, obviously guys like Amazon are pumping out millions of shirts a month. So the Cornet was the first machine to really take it to that industrial level, because again, it's been slowly building. I mean, DTG's been around for almost 10 years now, but it really, besides the last 3 or 4 years where it really got mainstream, I mean, where people started like Amazon and Redbubble, Society 6, these guys just started doing millions of shirts, and so to scale, they need a machine that could do that without buying too many of them. Because right now, even Amazon at 100, it's still a lot of machines to have. Versus if they had to buy some of these other machines, they would have had to buy 200-300 of these littler ones. So,
and how much are these machines? I mean, I know, but just to let the listeners know, how much do these machines cost?
So they're over 300,000 a piece. So and to put it in perspective, a machine, so Cornet AVK is the best, the highest, the has the largest capacity, excuse me, and they can do about 75 shirts an hour. So someone that needs to do a lot of shirts like us, we do 3,000 to 4,000 shirts a day on average. You have to have a good dozen machines to do that kind of output. So right now there's a lot of firepower in the industry, because obviously DTG has gotten super popular, and now since the quality is getting closer to screen printing, a lot of people are kind of making the choice of doing DTG versus screen printing, because of the idea that you don't have to. There's no setup. You can just literally every single shirt coming down the line can be different, and the machine does all that for you. So
$300,000 for one machine. Glenn,
I know.
that is a house in El Paso, isn't it?
That's like a mansion in El Paso.
That's a mansion in El Paso, Texas. Christopher, I don't know if you mentioned this. How many of these printers do you have?
So it's actually it's a funny story. We don't have any printers anymore. So when we started out, we had 4.
You had 4. Jesus.
Yeah. And as we got bigger and bigger, we had to make a decision: are we going to put money into the printer side of the game? Because we need to spend $1 million to get to where we need to be, or do we put all of our energy and effort into the technology side of it? So about 6 months ago, we sold off all our machines, and now we just work with a few close vendors that it's funny, because they're the guys that got us into the business. We bought our first machine from them, bought our second machine from them, bought our third and fourth from them. And then when we finally got big enough and had to make the decision, we said, we're going to put our livelihood in your hands. And so far it's been really good.
Glenn, I'll give you an opportunity to ask him a couple of questions yourself, but I'm just really impressed about these Cornets. How big are these machines? Just out of curiosity, I'm just trying to give the listeners like a picture of how big these machines are.
They're probably 6 or 7 feet square. So like you stand in front of them. There's 2 pallets. While you're loading one shirt on one pallet, the other pallet's printing a shirt, and then when that's done, you switch. So essentially, the machine never has to stop.
Wow, that is impressive.
And is it just like only doing shirts, or can it do like all of the other non-apparel items, or how does that work?
So the way the ink is formulated, it has to have a large percentage of cotton, and it has to be completely flat. So you can do cotton tote bags. There's an attachment to do hats, but since the machines are so expensive, you have to get every possible unit per hour through these things. So most people don't screw around with anything but shirts.
Okay. And would you say like the quality I guess, because there's a difference between screen printing them and then with, what you guys are doing. Do you see like quality improving over the years since they kind of first started, or?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'd say 5 years ago it was very, you could really tell.
Yeah.
Now, although there's a different feel to it, and obviously you can tell by looking at it, the quality is good enough for most consumers wouldn't even notice the difference. I mean, it's definitely and the longevity too. So like in the early days, that stuff wouldn't last more than a dozen washes. And I bet shirts I've washed 100 times over the last 4 years that look the same as when I printed them. They look the same today. So
Nice. And so I guess what machines do like I know you guys do like cutting boards and beer steins and,
Beer steins. Wow.
Yeah, beer steins. Yeah, it's not on the site. So what machines, I guess, would print on those?
So that process is called sublimation. So what happens is you take a printer prints on paper, and so this paper has the ink is adhered to it, but when it's heated up, the ink lets loose. And so for mugs, beer steins, pillows, blankets, yoga mats, anything that you can't print directly on, it's probably done through sublimation.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And I guess we can go back to just TeeLaunch in general. So what makes TeeLaunch different from any other print-on-demand service?
It's gotten, we were one of the first ones out there, and then as more competitors in the industry, it's got a little more similar. Everybody's kind of doing some of the same stuff. I mean, for us, we're really focused on unique products. Like we're launching one-piece swimming suit next week.
Nice.
And we do stuff so again, we're trying to get away from just t-shirts because there's obviously, like, for example, Merch by Amazon. I mean, they have that cornered on Amazon. I mean, there's nobody that can sell their own shirt, even using the Shopify integration and make much traction. So we kind of been focusing on a lot of other products because when we started the app 2 years ago, it was 100% shirts. Now shirts is probably 45% of our business. And these other products, because again, people have seen shirts because of Teespring and Merch by Amazon, all this stuff. They've seen the stuff. We've seen tons and tons of ads for shirts. And so now people are they bought, 4 or 5 shirts they've impulse bought off Facebook. And they're really looking for unique things. Like we just launched these, I'll call them Yeti style. they're not Yeti, but they're very similar to it.
Yeah.
Where we laser etch they're powder coated. We laser off the design. So it's just the pure metal is what you see. And those we launched a month ago, and we're selling just hundreds of those a day.
Wow.
Nice. And what happens if a customer wants to return one of these items? Like, let's say that one or the beer stein or something. Is it like a kind of a difficult process or not really?
Yeah, I mean, so we have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if they don't like it, we'll give our customer, who will give their customer their money back. I mean, most people, on their sites, they put that it's a custom, that it's printed just for them. So unless there's something wrong with it, most people don't allow for exchanges or returns. For us, we make it really simple. I mean, if there's something wrong with it, defect, whatever, we'll just send you another one. You can keep the reject. If it doesn't fit, we'll send you another size free of charge. And so we try to make it really easy because for us, it's a lot easier because we would do, hundreds of thousands of items a month. To give a few free shirts here and there for sizing, or it doesn't really affect us versus our customers, who most of them sell very few items a day. If you had to lose a $20 item, had to eat it, that would definitely ruin your day, your week, or your month. So we try to make it easy because most of our customers are the smaller ones. I mean, we have over 30,000 people installed our app, and the guy who's eking out a living, that's kind of our guy, because those are the ones who we like to work with because they try the hardest and they definitely have something to lose. So those are the guys we like to work with.
All right, cool. And what would you say, I guess, other than t-shirts, what are probably the next top 3 most popular items that people order?
Yeah, by far mugs is the second one.
Mugs, I like it.
They sell. I mean, at Christmas, last Christmas, just in December, we sold 37,000 mugs. Really, it's crazy how popular those are. But I'd say mugs, and then blankets are the second, and then
blankets. Wow.
Yeah, people. These are super soft. I don't know how to describe how soft these blankets are, and people just eat them up. I mean, that's number 3, and then 4. Kind of gets I'd say pillows. I mean, it's crazy how like the home goods are really what's kind of dominating the growth. Because again, there's only so many shirts they can wear, but it seemed like for pillows, blankets, people just they have way more than they need probably. But and it's something different because again, you don't see many people selling blankets on Facebook, on Shopify. So that's why we're kind of trying to get these different products that nobody else has because people are tired of seeing the same old thing. Even mugs, which used to be super popular, beginning of the year, you're seeing those get less and less because I think although there's a huge market, and when they say now it's 2 billion people a day are on Facebook, but still they've seen these ads, they've bought a few mugs, they've bought a few shirts, and so you got to keep giving them different, more unique product types. And that's the too is when you have a store, you have an email list. So okay, if a guy bought a shirt from you month 1, month 3, let's try to sell them a mug. Month 4, let's try to sell them a blanket. And so we've seen our customers really take advantage of that. We're using the one product to acquire the customer and then selling them all sorts of things throughout the year.
Wow. So I really, you just really blew my mind because I would have never thought mugs or blankets. Like I would have probably thought like hoodies and tank tops or something like that. I mean, the fact that people are buying that many mugs is just mind blowing. So Christopher, I don't know if you even know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So I noticed you offer American Apparel on your site. And I'm sure you know that they were bought out by Gildan. And Glenn and I, we like to joke on the show that they are no longer American Apparel. They are now Canadian Apparel. What's the current status with them? Is that something that you know, or is that something that you can disclose?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard. It's, we've been kind of digging through all our suppliers' backstock because they have not been producing. I mean, I've seen lately they've gotten some of their inventory levels have rose, but I mean, for what I heard from the industry is that, eventually they're going to move that stuff out of the U.S., which again, I don't know how it, I mean, again, it was, American made is a big part of it, but a lot of people just like the feel too. So although I agree, I think it's definitely not going to be in the U.S. much longer. It's going to hurt them. But, for us, we've seen American Apparel really, in terms of trends, has really gotten, they've already kind of put the nail in the coffin themselves. I mean, we've seen definitely, Bella Canvas was kind of the latest thing last year. And now Next Level is really getting more popular because for so long, American Apparel, they kind of commanded this price that really wasn't making sense for guys like us because again, when they're charging 4 times what a normal shirt costs, it's just hard to make any money. So these other guys came out, especially like Next Level, came out with a shirt that we feel actually is superior in terms of softness and fit, and they're at half the price of American Apparel. It was just a matter of time.
Interesting. And let's see, I want to go back to, I guess, how everything works with TeeLaunch. I was looking at the website, learning more about it, and one thing it said was you only pay when you make a sale. So can you explain how that works?
Yeah. So when a customer, let's say you put some up for sale, a customer buys it from your site. When they buy it, it goes to our system and says, okay, this person just bought one shirt shipped within the U.S. That's when it charges you. So sometimes you have to. I think that was more aimed at people who have to hold inventory. They're saying, okay, before these kind of apps and stuff, you'd have to go buy 50 shirts, stick them in a warehouse. You outlaid your cash out front. This you're just paying for it once the thing actually ships. So although you're still technically, fronted for about 3 days until Shopify gives you your money, there's just no initial investment.
Okay. So would there be any like one of them is like the accent mug, which is like $4.50. So let's say someone sold it for like $10, very low end. Do they make like $5.50 profit, or is there any other like fees, anything else that takes away from that?
Yeah, I mean they're shipping on top of that. So let's take that example. So an accent mug with shipping is $9, and so most people sell an accent mug for $14 to $15, and then they charge $4 to $5 shipping.
Okay.
So say they got 20 with shipping, which is probably a normal transaction. They paid $9, their spread's $11, and so most of our customers, they have Facebook ad costs on top of that. So the normal person is probably making $3 to $5 profit on each item.
Oh, okay. All
Mm.
right, it's not bad.
Hey, wait, Christopher. So just out of curiosity, now do you guys ship internationally, or is it just U.S.?
What we do, so we actually we ship anywhere in the world. We have factories that for like t-shirt production. We have a facility in Vancouver and one in London, and then for mugs we have facilities in Australia, London, Canada, and the U.S. And then anything that isn't produced abroad, it ships from the U.S. to anywhere.
Okay.
And I guess this is just like a random question too, because Amazon's gone through this a lot too with copyright and trademark issues and all of that. So how does that work with TeeLaunch? I mean, does the content creator take like full responsibility? Like if I wanted to make a Chewbacca, pillow, like what happens there?
For us, we got lucky. That is a huge problem in our industry. Obviously, people on the wrong side of copyright infringement. And for us, we've kind of gotten rid of all the guys who played it too close to the line, because for us, it's not. If people don't realize is, even though we can say, because people have tried, that we are assuming the person has the license. Copyright infringement is not, intent doesn't matter. It's kind of funny because I'm actually a licensed attorney.
Yeah. Well.
I know more than most, but yeah. So if it doesn't matter if we thought the person had it or if we make this big, big form that says it's on you. At the end of the day, if they want to go down and sue that person, they're going to come after us too. And and again, it's one of those things where it's not worth it. So for us, there are a lot of guys that will print that kind of stuff. We usually, if we see it in large quantities, we just email the person and tell them to find someone else to work with, because it's not worth it, because the little profit you make per item, if they actually want to come after you, which again, the license holders haven't done it to a large extent. I mean, they'll send cease and desist, they'll send DMCA takedown notices, but they really sue you. But it's not worth the risk, because if they do, the statutory damages they can get, it's in the millions of dollars. So a small company like ours, one lawsuit lost, I mean, that's it. So
yeah. Oh, man.
Wow. That's I'm really wait. Hold on. So not is he only a CEO? He is a copyright attorney, Glenn. So he's he's basically in the best of both worlds. Basically,
I know. Now we need him for a different show, like a different topic on different questions.
Exactly. So Christopher, how big is your company? Like, how many employees do you guys have? Like, for instance, obviously you have people in the warehouse, I'm sure, that's pulling the products, printing them. How many employees do you have in the production line? How many people do you guys have like in the office? Just trying to get a sense of how big the company is.
Sure, it's actually really, really small. So since we don't do any production anymore. I mean, when we used to do production, it was in the high 40s. Now, since everything is done through printing partners, we actually only have 7 employees.
Wow, that is a small operation.
Yeah, for us, it's necessary. So I don't know if you kind of follow our main customer base is kind of the Teespringers. These guys that when Teespring started up, they started selling stuff through Facebook, and that whole market's gotten very, very tight. And so once Teespring was the king, and then let's say us and 5 others got into it, and now in the last 2 years, there's 37 different competitors. So for us, we're just keeping it super, super lean, because there's just too many people out there, and eventually something's going to give. So for us, we decided about like I said 6 months ago, that we're going to get as small and lean as we possibly can, and kind of ride out this wave. And
no, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. So so I noticed now also as content creators, we have an opportunity to sell our designs on your website as well, correct? On TeeLaunch.com.
No, we only have Shopify.
Really? I mean, so did I read that wrong then, or is that or did you offer that in the past?
No. So we've never had we'll call a platform site. For us, it's a liability issue, because again, that's how all these guys got in trouble, is because once you allow people to upload stuff on your site, you have to have the mechanisms in place to police it. and no one really has. I mean, they've made, like, Teespring's obviously made good strides now, but it took, a few lawsuits before they actually decided to monitor it. So for us, no, we're just back in fulfillment for your Shopify store. We don't have any frontward facing.
And you never offered it, huh? Where in the heck did I read that then? Oh my gosh, I must have had one too many beers. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm really impressed. Like I said, my project for like the longest time has been trying to launch my Shopify store. Now, I think I know the answer to this, but you don't offer any service as far as on the Shopify end, right? But like as far as helping set up the site and all that.
I mean, we don't have a service per se, but we definitely get our hands dirty every day, because it's just people have questions. We get about 100, 150 new signups a day, and most of these people have never made a store in their life. So we end up doing a lot, answer a lot of questions, and do a lot of stuff for people. So any questions you got, just email me.
Oh wow! So I mean, dude, hey, I'm really impressed. I don't know about you, Glenn. These guys are customer driven. I'm currently signed up with another competitor of yours. I'm not going to announce who they are out of respect to you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Christopher, I'm really impressed by you. I'm impressed by TeeLaunch. So I'm gonna make that switch and commit to you guys, man.
I appreciate it.
It looks really easy too to use. Like, I was watching a lot of the just kind of like little like basic tutorials and stuff, and I really like the way it's like set up and how easy it is to use. I think a lot of people will be like, if they haven't used it yet, really surprised how easy it is.
Hey man, are you trying to say that I'm stupid or something?
No, sir. I would never say
that. Oh man.
Face,
huh?
So not your face.
Yeah,
no, you know what it is, Christopher? Like, for like the longest time, like I took a course on Skillshare on how to set up Shopify and all that, but some of the settings were really confusing for me, and I just kind of like let that really slow me down. And it shouldn't have to be that way. And so now I just have to, I guess, really go in there and look at the settings, because I have the products ready. I've said that before, and I've never really sat down and worked on the settings. Maybe, you know what? Maybe if I have any questions, I'll just message you, and if you can help me, that'd be great.
Yeah, I've set up hundreds of stores, so and it is a little daunting just because of the the shipping settings and the checkout, and there's a lot of little things that I wish Shopify would do a little better job kind of quick starting some of this stuff, because some of it doesn't really need to be as complex. I mean, they make it robust, obviously, because then you can, it kind of, it'll take you, from 0 sales to millions of sales. But when you're first starting, that's a lot of little things to iron out.
And I heard they have great customer service, but I've always been the type of person, well, I'm going to try and figure it out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then the customer service is always the last resort. But I'm definitely going to try and take a stab at it this weekend. So in your opinion, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, what's your which ones are best? Because I've heard Facebook ads are a hit and miss.
Yeah, it's definitely getting harder to make money. I mean, I've been trying, because part of our goal here is we're trying to figure out what we can do to help our customers make more money. So we've been running a lot of ads, trying our own products, and yeah, it's very, very tough because unfortunately Facebook, they want to show less ads but make the same amount of money. So they've been kind of raising the ad rates steadily since we've been in business. So it's really hard when you made money at X dollars per CPM and now it's twice that. You just can't. So yeah, it's definitely harder. I mean, for us, still Facebook ads is the overwhelming, I think, favorite by our customers.
Okay.
I mean, Instagram is there's a certain class of of person that you need to get to, and most of our customers are going after a different kind of customer. And then Google ads are fine, but again, it's just a really high cost per click. And so most people, the way it works is every person that lands on your site, I mean, you're lucky if you get say 5 to 10% of people buy. So if you're paying $1 a click on Google, 100 clicks, that's $100, and out of that you get 5 sales. It's really hard to make any money. So.
Okay. Well, man, Glenn, do you have any more questions?
No, that interview went by super quick and jam-packed full of info.
Yeah, jam-packed, man. Christopher, thank you so much for being on the show. First of all, you said you were in South Dakota. Before we let you go, it's been my goal. This is on my bucket list. My goal is to visit all 50 states. I'm about halfway there. So if I go to South Dakota, if Glenn and I go to South Dakota, can you show us the premises of TeeLaunch so that way Glenn and I can look somewhat popular and famous?
You bet.
Yeah? All right. Glenn, do you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to South Dakota, baby. Okay, so that's TeeLaunch.com. Christopher, any closing comments or anything as far as if people want to get a hold of you? Actually, you know what? I'm sure you're busy as it is. Don't contact Christopher, but definitely if you're interested in TeeLaunch.com, who can they contact?
Yeah, I mean, go on the site. They'll go to customer service, but I talk to hundreds of people a day, so just find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. That's fine.
Okay, so not only is he the CEO and the founder, but he's involved in the customer service. How can you not like this guy? This is a cool guy. Thank you, Christopher. I'm sorry. And you know what? We would love to have you back on the show sometime in the near future. So anytime if you have some exciting news or announcements, let me know, and we'll definitely accommodate you and have you back on the show.
All right, sounds good.
What do you think of Christopher?
Well, it was just a really cool interview. It just went by super quick. Like I was like, man, this interview is just flying by.
Yeah. But yeah, no, great guest. And we were very, very privileged to have him on the show. And yeah, I mean, you know what? Like I said on the show, I'm gonna be working on my Shopify store, and I'm gonna switch over to TeeLaunch. And I was really impressed by Christopher and TeeLaunch, and the fact that they're just really, really about the customer service. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, man, with his guidance, I can try and get my store set up. I know I've been talking about it for months, and I just haven't done anything with it. So
I think TeeLaunch might be kind of cool to like do my own like Hustler Hacks branded stuff. For like the channel. And hey, Merch Minds mugs.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, there you go.
Coming in the near future. Yes.
Merch Minds cutting boards.
Mm-hmm.
You can cuddle up with your Merch Minds pillow and blanket.
Mm-hmm. He did talk bathing suit. Merch Minds bathing suit.
Merch Minds thongs.
2-piece. Oh, you freaky Glenn, you. But yes, we will be possibly releasing some Merch Minds swag and apparel in the near future. But yeah, hey man, closing comments. Anything?
Nothing else. But I think we're done.
Okay, guys. Again, let me just repeat what I said earlier in the opening statements. Denver Meetup. If you guys are interested, let us know. Message Glenn. Message me. We're just trying to get a head count of who's interested. So yeah, let us know. Other than that, Glenn, we will talk next week. I think we have a guest lined up for next week.
Oh yeah, we do have a cool guest for next one.
Okay,
and maybe a next one after that. I'm working on it.
Oh my gosh, man!
I know.
Okay.
We're out here hustling.
We're doing the show for you guys. Okay, that's what we do. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys soon.